for your I-140 petition. As a matter of fact, 100% of everything I have discussed, all that I'm going to discuss, can be found on this website. So it is important that we get used to them, get accustomed to them, and also keep a tab on them. Sometimes there can be updates. Usually USCIS will announce whenever there's an update, so you will see it as a news. But we should get conversant with those websites. There are a lot of details that have also not been mentioned, so it's good we visit those websites. So the very first one is the USCIS EB1A introduction page. Then that page leads us to somewhere else, which is the policy manual. Then after that page, we have the AAO non-precedent decision. So I'm going to go through the details of all these websites. There's also another one that I'm going to discuss. So let's quickly just go to the internet and check. So the very first one is USCIS. Usually, if you just put it on Google, you see it. EB1A. So this very first one, it discusses the extraordinary ability. This is the very first one we are concerned about. This guy, it's EB1B, and this is EB1C. They are you actually need an employer to do it for you. But this extraordinary ability is that one that you can do on yourself, by yourself, self-petition, and that's why we are discussing it. You need to meet at least 3 of 10, and they list the 10 criteria over here, and it leads us to the second one, which is the policy manual. So the policy manual basically discusses everything about each of these 10 criteria, and it explains it. So when we come here, we can see, and you can see eligibility. They tell you that you need to have extraordinary ability in sciences, arts, and so on and so forth. The person seeks to enter the United States to continue to work in the area of extraordinary ability. So the point is, you have to show a plan. You have to discuss and express intent that you want to work in your area of extraordinary ability. You cannot be a scientist and say that you want to come and be an artist or a business person. They are two different things. So it has to be in your area of what? Extraordinary ability. And the third one is, you need to prove that your entry will be substantially benefit the United States. Irrespective of what you do, even if you are doing space science, you are doing something national security, all these things on the surface, we know that they benefit the United States. But you need to explain that your entry and what you want to come and do is going to benefit the United States. It is your job to make the explanation. Don't assume the USCIS is going to, officer or the education officer is going to pretend as if they don't understand what you are saying. It's your job. The onus of evidence is on you. So you need to read all these. So the third one, which is very important, is AAO non-precedent cases. So if you just come here and you do AAO non-precedent cases, so I'm going to tell you what basically it means. The thing about AAO non-precedent cases is that usually when you submit a petition to USCIS, if you don't present enough evidences in a number of cases or a lot of more cases, most of the cases that they are not satisfied with the evidence you have presented, they issue what we call RFE, request for evidence. So which is giving you a second chance to re-argue your case and present those evidences. After you have presented those evidences, which is not bad on their own, if you get an RFE, sometimes the officer may just be strict. Sometimes you have not done a good job enough. So it could be either or both of them. You are not exactly sure. But there are certain things that if you do, you have less chance of getting an RFE. But you cannot totally predict whether you get an RFE or not. And RFE themselves are not necessarily a bad thing. This video is not about RFE. That's just a digression. So after you've gotten an RFE, you reply. You send your reply to USCIS. Then they are going to take a second look at your case. Then they either approve or deny. If they deny, in that case, you have a chance to actually petition, to actually I'm trying to find the right word, to actually appeal. Yes, to appeal the decision that, oh, you merit this case and they should approve you. So if you appeal that condition, that case, your case file, they reply, whether after the appeal, they can decide to say that, okay, our earlier decision is still correct or our earlier decision is wrong. So irrespective of what they say, you they release the case file outside and they anonymize it, and that is what we call AO non-precedent cases. So in this case, we want to search for cases that are related to I-140, and you can just select a random here. So let's assume you are so in this case, we want to check I-140 related to extraordinary ability. So we come to search for, select a topic, and we scroll down to I-140, and we are going to find extraordinary ability. Select month. You can just select a random month. So under this enter a search term, you can begin to enter a search term related to the criteria you are petitioning or you qualify for, or you think you qualify for, and you want to look at the reasons why the reasons USCIS actually deny some cases. So, or the kind of evidences people present that they actually accept or deny. So you want to look at it. So you can search based on different criteria or some keywords. So I'm going to demonstrate some of them now. So I'm going to demonstrate some of it now, and I can say that mechanical engineer. And you can see these are cases that mention mechanical engineer, and I can just open one of them, and you can see with the reason. So this person employed as specializing in design of, he received master of this, and they discuss everything. So these cases, they are very good for us to go through them, to learn about how the reasons why USCIS deny some cases or approve some. And you can see these are all cases that mention mechanical engineering. So let's assume you are a neuroscientist. We can do the search term again, and so it means the person or the officer have mentioned neuroscience in the, you can see, and these are cases related to it. So you can download them, you study them. So let's assume you want to look at the kind of evidence that why they reject high salary. You understand, this is one of the criteria that USCIS usually rejects. You come here and you can see these are all appeal cases, decisions that talk about high salary, and they are very good for us to read, to study. The purpose of this video is not to analyze any of them, but again, it gives us an idea of how they review. You can see this person submitted computers of payroll. His annual salary rose from 91 to this. He also submitted this. So then they begin to discuss why they approve it or reject it. Then original contribution, final merit determination. You can see all these things are what we have discussed. Is good. Let's go back to this high salary and try to visualize or see why they did not accept that criteria. Yeah, exactly. Remember, as I have mentioned in some of my previous video, or in the past video, I've said that when you say high salary, you need to compare it with people in your field, and it is your job to actually make that argument. Look and see, the director appears to fault the petitioner for comparing his compensation to that of network and computer system administrator rather than specifically to data center and network engineers. They are trying to say that computer system administrators and data center engineers are not the same thing. Administrator and engineer. So it is your job. So you can say maybe the person have checked data center or network engineer and they see that, oh, my salary is low, but if I use administrator, my salary will be high. Maybe it will be higher than 90. I don't know. I don't have the details of the case. But in short, like I said, your claim, remember that introduction and a claim that I said, that it is that thing that you are going to, all part of your case is going to be used to be judged. So if you are claiming to be a network, a computer system administrator, your salary, your role, everything you do must be compared with computer system administrators. And if you claim to be data center network engineer, your salary, your judging, your award, everything must be related to what? Data center network or network engineer. You understand now? So these are part of the document that you need to understand. and to see. So in this case, they also talk about original contribution of major significance, and we can see. So it appears that this person proved that he or she met original contribution of major significance, which was earlier not accepted, but it was it looks like he has certified another criterion by submitting evidence of India. So this criteria looks as if it has been satisfied. Then they talk a bit about final merits. So usually, if you don't meet at least 3 out of 10 criteria, there is nothing or no discussion about final merits. Yeah, usually. Final merit only comes when you satisfy at least 3. Then they try to determine whether your evidence or everything weighs or is important. So you can see. So again, it's our job to just do a search, keep searching, and trying to understand how some of these criteria relate. So you can search by different keywords and stuff like